let's talk about stand still, bro. Let's talk about vegans for a minute. Let's talk about vegetarians. Let's talk about vegans. The people who don't like fun, the people who don't like to enjoy life, the people who limit themselves to the best source of protein, right? The people who don't want to use their canines. You know, you're born and you get 33 teeth and you want to exclude like four or two of those. You don't want to use them. You would rather eat grass your entire life. When there's such a wide spectrum or a variety of meats you can have from different animals, you would rather cut those animals out. And it still hasn't made sense to me why all of a sudden people are like, it's animal brutality. Bro, it's literally written in the Bible which animals we can and cannot eat. So it's almost like going vegan is like going against what's written in the Bible if you're a Christian. Like, I don't understand the whole concept of you being Christian and you being vegan. But I understand because you have a choice and you exercise that choice in not eating meat. That's our own problem. But the message I wanna pass on, or the message I wanna throw at your niggas, is just like how some Christians do not stop trying to force the idea of veganism to us who enjoy meat. Like, bro, if I ask you what you want to have for food and you tell me you don't want anything to do with dairy, you don't want any animal products because it's animal brutality, bro, I don't need that whole life story. You feel me? Just tell me you don't want food or you're not trying to eat. I don't need that whole massacre or horror story that y'all use to blackmail people who don't enjoy grass like you do. I don't need that. You feel me? I don't need that. So the reason why I'm saying, just like how some Christians do, there's a particular species of Christians who would go to a bar, who would go to a club, who would go to places where Bible study is not the most applicable at the moment and decide to want to applicate Bible study. Why would you choose to go to a club and go and preach the gospel there? Why 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 can't those individual Christians respect people's lifestyles? Some people enjoy going to the club. If they enjoyed going to church, they would be with you at the sermon, but they don't. They would rather be at the club. So why do you take what's happening in your church and decide to go and throw it in people's faces who want nothing to do with what you are doing at the moment? You feel me? So veganism, it's kind of like the same cult. It's almost like the same religion. Yo, I get that some of you like grass. You like eating green, right? I might not like to eat green. Why should you have to force the idea of veganism to me? Why can't you just keep it to yourself? You feel me? You don't hear people who eat meat or who enjoy a nice ribeye steak going out to vegans and forcing the idea to them saying you need to eat meat. We don't do that. But somehow y'all feel the obligation to want to stuff the idea in our faces. It's annoying. Y'all need to stop that. We're not trying to eat grass for our entire lives. You feel me? We're not trying to indulge in chlorophyll our entire life. We like the protein. You feel me? We like the meat. Pause. But you get what I'm saying. So people need to back off for a minute. Whatever cult you're in, whatever religion you're in, whatever group you belong to, keep your distance. Keep your distance, bro. You feel me? If you are Christian and you have people who are not Christian, don't force people who are not Christian to join Christian just because you feel like it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do in your head. And since you're not our parent, you're not our mother, you're not our father, you should not try to implement that idea in our heads to make us feel or think the same way that you think. You feel me? So if you don't enjoy meat, Stop trying to change the whole world for everybody not to like meat. There is no amount of massacre, slaughterhouse, horror, bloodshed videos of animals being slaughtered and beheaded that you can show me that will make me stop eating animals. Those niggas are made to be on my plate, being stabbed with my fork. No matter how many slaughterhouse videos you show me of pigs being turned into bacon or freaking lamb chops, no, not lamb chops, belly pork chops, or a lamb turning into lamb chops, or a cow turning into beef, no amount of those videos will make me change my mind, bro. I actually enjoy those videos because they let me in on the process of how my dinner came to be. I get to see from the first stage of my beef to the last stage when it's now in my pot, sizzling over a clove of maybe rosemary or butter. You feel me? So let it be. I like to see how my chicken was killed because I can kill the chicken myself, you know? But sometimes you kind of like to see it from a different perspective. It's kind of like the example I like to use. Like, I have music in my phone, but when somebody else streams the same music that I know from their song, it kind of hits different, if you get what I'm saying. So I can butcher my own animals. I know how to butcher a cow, sheep, chicken, all the animals that I eat. But sometimes you kind of like to see when another nigga uses his own knife to freaking end its life and prepare it, you know? So back off, bro. I'm not trying to eat grass my entire life. You feel me? Back off.